From ClarkWoods.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 216. I'm Chris.
That's right. Holy shit. And I'm Steve.
That's right. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. It's holy shit.
Why? Because it's December now?
Holy shit. Isn't the shit the holiest in December? I guess it probably depends on your religion. Or is shit holy in all of the Abrahamic religions?
I don't think it's I don't think shit is supposed to be holy. I think saying holy shit being one of those curse words, it's
right.
Just you're combining like something that's good, that's something that's holy,
right.
with something that's bad,
that's gross.
like that's fecal matter. And
okay. Don't go any further. We don't want to lose any listeners.
Doo-doo.
No more doo-doo. Nothing. I had a thought. It was about Jesus and pooping, and I don't want to go there because I know that sometimes we tend to go a little gross, Steve, and our listeners. Some of our listeners do not like it when we get gross.
Do you remember the theme to Family Matters?
Whatever happened to predictability? No, that's the other one.
The Milkman, the Paperboy.
That was evening TV. That's Everywhere You Look.
That was
Full House.
Full House.
Was on the same night, wasn't it? Wasn't it on the Friday nights?
Friday nights on ABC.
On ABC.
Which was one of Becky's favorite shows, Boy Meets World, I believe, was on that night as well.
When the boy meets the whole world, I mean, the world is his oyster, and in my high school yearbook, I made up an aphorism. About
you made one up?
I tried.
Okay.
It was about I think it was if the world is my oyster. I don't know if it was my or our. If the world was our oyster, it's the one in the trash, and I don't think I want it anymore.
Who would throw an oyster in the? Oh wait.
I think that was my thing. So Boy Meets World was one of her favorites.
I never really watched it except for the occasion where she's watching it right after, so we'll be recording this in the spare room, and then she'll watch usually some television show that
spare that's where the Penvensi children entered Narnia. Spare
Oh.
So she'll be watching.
She'll be watching some, but no, she'll probably be watching the New Adventures of Sabrina and her.
Oh, I hear that's spooky.
Cult.
I hear that's creepy.
I was hoping that Casper was going to be in it.
He's not.
Season 2. As far as I could tell, no. Because
2,
everything they need to do all the Archie comics super.
Well, I mean, it's
morbid.
I want to say season 2, and here's why I want to say season 2, because when Daredevil, rest in peace, was canceled this week.
Oh, darn.
When Daredevil came out onto the Netflix, they did not have Elektra in the first season, and it was widely believed they're going to hold Elektra for the second season, and they did. And they didn't have Bullseye, who Bullseye and Elektra, aside from the Kingpin, were the two.
You mean Woody's horse?
Yes, he just wanders on there into Hell's Kitchen with a sigh and pokes it into. Not Bullseye, Woody's horse. Bullseye, the villain from.
I know.
Okay.
I was just.
Although imagining Bullseye,
you could have just said, "Oh, Steve made a joke," and then laughed, and then moved on with your thought.
Would it be me if I did that?
No.
I was imagining Bullseye, the horse, with a sigh. Right?
Were you hoping that it was Bullseye, the horse with a giant erection, and then Tom Green jerking him off?
No, I was not hoping that at all. What is this? What? No.
Are you getting a phone call?
Yes, I was.
Who was it?
On my wrist. I don't know. It was a. Should I give the number out on the air?
No, you shouldn't give the number out on the air.
I'm pretty sure it's a junk call.
So, typically you don't get calls in the middle of the afternoon on a Sunday.
Yeah, no.
And it's hey, we're recording on a Sunday instead of a Monday.
We are.
Week, so you can
congratulations to us.
So you can have the show for your Monday commute.
Yes, that we aim to please.
Yes. Or instead of your Tuesday commute.
Right. You asked me about
I did.
Family Matters and its theme song.
Yes.
And I don't think we ever understood why you asked me about Family Matters theme song. I'm not unzipping my my pants. That was just my sweater. I was getting a little bit.
Why did I ask that?
I don't know. You asked me about Family Matters. We started off talking.
Yeah, because I was like, I think the joke that I was going to make and didn't was fecal matters.
Oh, Steve, we got to not do that.
I just talking generally about poo, I think is fine, but like going into like details about what the poo looks like, I think is what would really
that's
gross
verboten.
Somebody would really gross somebody out. Right. Anybody out there.
Yeah, I don't think I don't want to be normative, but I don't think there are many. I'm going to add the many in there. I don't think there are many people out there for whom fecal matter is
I think actually that word I think might gross people out. So we just say poo.
Poo is better than fecal matter.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm getting a call again, Steve. It's the Parker Middle School. No, they can.
Why would the middle school be calling you?
I don't know, and I shouldn't have said that on the show. I mean, it's not. Like I'm not going to edit it out, but
it's not like why would on a Sunday?
Yeah, that's a good question. Unless do
they still have the TV studio?
Oh, I do. I know why. There's I don't know if they do. No, the one of the kids' schools this week is doing their shelter in place, like their Alice drills, the what you do when there's a shooter. So yeah, but I think that's the elementary school, not the middle school.
I listened to something on I think it was This American Life about that, and it was just so disheartening.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because Columbine happened after both of us were finished high school.
Yeah, it happened just after my senior year of college.
Was it that late?
Yeah, I think it was.
It was 99, right?
It was 99, or maybe it happened my last month of college. I can't remember.
Yeah, because it was in April.
May. Oh,
it was in April.
Okay, yeah,
because it was on Hitler's birthday.
That's right. Yeah, so it happened during my last month of college.
Yeah, so okay, and I had been out of high school for a couple of years at that point, so it's not like this is. I mean, I imagine, was there school shootings prior to that? Like,
I'm sure, but not on that scale.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, even my wife, who works in early childhood, has to do that training. Like she works with preschoolers, and they have to. Do that training. I don't come up with that's why I know it's the elementary school, because the email was talking about they have to come up with, or maybe it's not, but they have to come up with reasons that are age appropriate to get the children to cooperate. They can't tell a 4-year-old that there is a person with a gun in the school. They need to explain to them in a way that's not going to terrify them,
right?
To get them to cooperate,
because
they need them to be quiet. If you tell a kid that there's somebody with a gun who's here to kill you, that's going to make it difficult for that child to.
And if you do like an active drill, like where there's like a real life pretend person, like shooting a fake gun or whatever, that's going to traumatize people as well. And that's what they were saying in the piece on This American Life. It was just like you can do this, but it's not necessarily going to be helpful. And it was the school where it happened. It was like they had done the drills, and then it happened there for real.
Oh Jesus!
And then they weren't following the plan, and it's a good thing they didn't, because it was a couple of like teachers that, because the way you were supposed to do it was, you hear that it's happening, you lock your door. But
right. And so they've changed. I don't totally understand it because I haven't gone through it myself, but according to Stephanie, they've updated the planning and the methodology in there, because it all ends up having more to do with where the shooter is. So if you're at the other end of the building,
right,
and you can safely get out, now the instruction is you get the fuck out of there.
Right.
You do not stay in if the guy's at the total opposite end of the building.
Yeah, but how the heck? Well, I suppose if teachers have like walkie-talkies or whatever, or texting each other or something, to make each other aware of what's going on. But then the thing that they were saying, like if you lock your door immediately, if like these teachers didn't do that, and that they got I think there was one classroom that just piled in 80 students into the classroom. And we're just like, okay, there's nobody else in the halls there, and now we're locking it because like like anybody that was in the hall like that didn't have a place or that was sort of like trying to get away. We're just like, okay, come in here, frick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how the fuck did we get on this?
Because I'm getting phone calls. Yeah. So it might be that. I think in fact that probably is what it is, because I think they're. I thought it was the elementary school, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might be the middle school. They just need to give us tons and tons of warning, which I get.
Like I don't like we had fire drills, and that was it. And then that was another thing that was a problem with the drills. Like if there's if like in these situations, like somebody who is a shooter might just pull the fire alarm to get everybody to come out of the classroom. And so. And like this particular school had problems with like the home ec class setting off the fire alarm.
Jesus.
So, and it's just,
if that's not an argument against for getting rid of home ec as a class, I don't know what is.
Well, I mean, teaching like both or any gender. I said both, but then I amended my statement and said any gender to know how to cook food for themselves, if not others, is probably a good life skill. So eliminating it from schools, I think, would be.
I was just trying to get us away from people, getting shot in schools. I was like, let's debate about home ec instead.
Okay, I think it belongs in schools.
I don't disagree. I think it's nice that.
Why don't you just say you agree?
Because I don't disagree. Kaylee has to take, I don't know if she takes home ec or if it's called something else. She has to do one term of tech ed and it's not shop.
I work with wood and I ain't no kid. Wood tech rules. I wish I need to talk to Will. I don't know if he has any of that shit anymore. Like,
what shit is that?
He found this like he was doing like a summer internship in like the computer labs at the high school. Yeah, I think either junior or senior year, and so I think it was paid. I think it was being paid, and he would just do some computer shit in the basement there, which was right near the shop area in the high school. Yep. And then there was this one of the books that they had down there, and then like somebody written on like the inner binding was just this story about this wood tech kid.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like a Bible that they'd put together like Casey Affleck in American Pie that told you how to give
how to walk with wood.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that was in there. No, what I remember is that Bible, at least as terms of the what's his name, Thomas Ian Nicholas.
I don't know.
Why the fuck would I even remember that?
I don't know. You love your American Pie.
The kid who was dating Tara Reid. I mean, his older brother was played by
Casey
Affleck, and Casey Affleck is on the phone with him, and he asks him a couple of questions, and he says, "All right, you've earned it. You've earned the right to the Bible." And he tells Tara Reid's boyfriend to go to the
wood tech.
No, to go to the library and to lift up a specific section of the library shelves and find in there the Bible. It's basically everything that dudes have learned over the years about how to give pleasure to women, and so he learns how to eat Tara Reid out. As I recall, it goes fairly well.
Wow, that's neat.
But this was a book about wood tech, not about
this
about
was
sex.
It was a textbook about working with wood and not the way you're thinking.
Right.
And it was just this dumb short story, very short, like one page, kind of like interesting story like that I wrote. That working was just wood. Working with wood. Or just you could call it Wood Tech Rules if you want to call the episode anything.
Wood Tech Rules.
But you have to, it was WOD.
Is that where Will got his idea that a book would no longer be spelled BOOK? It would be spelled BOK?
Bach.
I had him on. I had
And
him.
tech
on,
was TEK.
TEK.
And then rules was, of course, with a Z.
TEK. So
Wood
tech,
WOD tech rules.
RULZ.
Yeah.
Okay. Wood tech rules. Okay. So important question. Yeah, I have, or I used to have, a micro cassette recording of Will explaining to me that book was spelled B-O-K.
And now you don't have it anymore?
I don't have it. I long ago, in one of my many minimalist purges, decided to get rid of all of my audio tapes, including all my old recordings of my my college radio show and my.
That's just disappointing, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a CD case with.
I didn't even have a tape player at this point. That was what it was. It was like, I don't have anything to play these with. Why am I keeping them?
I have a CD case of a bunch of different things, and one of them is like, I think the last 5 shows that I did at WDJM 91.3 FM in Framingham, the Nibbles of College Radio.
Well, I was at WHAT. We have a transmitter.
Well, we had probably had a like 3 or so mile broadcast radius. Occasionally, you could get it from all the way on 495. Occasionally, but not very often.
Occasionally, in our at our college radio, you could always get it all the way by exit 48 on 495. You could only occasionally get it in the building.
Oh. What?
I kid you not.
What is there now? Like,
it's the front 3 buildings are historically protected, and so they're not getting torn down anytime soon. And last I knew, it was a Christian Bible school.
Oh boy!
Yeah, really exciting. I went there and had a nervous breakdown earlier in this year. Fuck, was that this year? No, it must have been last year.
Why? Because
when the fuck was that?
Because like a thing that you knew is now gone.
No. I was it was when I was doing the play. No, I guess it was this year. It was earlier this year. I was doing that play, The Mercy Seat.
Oh yeah, the one where you had to hide your erection.
Yes, out there in Portsmouth, and I was ready for a nervous breakdown, and I couldn't get myself to cry, and I was like, you know what? I'm driving out to Bradford because it was on the way back home from Portsmouth. So I just drove there and I was like, all right, this will make me cry. And sure enough, it did. And there's video of me because I was doing a video every day. And so I turned the camera on and I just cried. It's ugly. It's
what else makes you cry, Chris?
What else makes me cry? I know what makes me angry. I don't know if it makes me cry. Recently, a lot of technology problems have made me angry.
Technology's not going to make you cry unless it has like a sad story about a dog or something like that.
No, but if my technology is not working for me, it might get me so angry that I start to cry out of frustration.
That's when you're frustrated with a crustacean.
Frustration. Actually, that does not show up as a misspelling. So now I want to know, what is frustation? Okay, no results found. It's just that my spell checker is not being touch aggressive.
Oh, okay.
Which is a reference to something that we need to talk about in this episode. But I don't know. See, we got horribly off topic right out of the gate. Just horribly off topic.
You mean, even though we never established what the topic would be?
Horribly off topic.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere's the place.
That's not the theme that I was looking for.
Everywhere you look.
Hold on. Wait. I'll go on the YouTube.
Light will wear to carry you home.
Matters.
We have stuff on this list here, Steve, and we have not talked about any of it. 19 minutes into the show.
Wait,
Family Matters.
Fucking ad. Hold on.
Oh, I love ads.
Wow, it's like 5 seconds.
All right. This doesn't end up with Everywhere You Look.
No, this is Get to the Hook.
Is this where we see Urkel?
He hasn't come on yet. Here it is.
This is Rod Stewart.
Wow, Urkel, like, I guess this was the first season because, like,
He's like way down there.
No, he wasn't really much in the opening credits.
Oh, they didn't know what they had.
They didn't know.
Jaleel motherfucking White, man. He's in the video for isn't he the video for Fuck You, the CeeLo song?
Urkel's in that video?
I want to say that he is the stand-in for CeeLo in that song.
Who, Jaleel White?
Jaleel White. He's a hunky looking dude, I think.
I guess.
I think these
when
days
he takes off his glasses and becomes Stefan. I remember there was a Halloween episode, and it was Steve and Carl, and there was like evil versions of them.
Carl is the dad.
Yeah, and it was Stevil and Carlsbad.
Stevil and Carlsbad and Carlsbad. And so what
the
did
show is called Family Matters.
And so what was the difference between Stevil and Carlsbad and Steve and Carl? Like what made them just Stevil?
They were evil versions. I don't know.
Yeah.
There might have been a puppet involved too. I have no idea.
Oh, it always gets evil when there's a puppet involved. Puppets, they don't make me cry. They do make me scared.
Puppets make you, well, let's go back to what makes you cry.
What makes me cry?
So, like, if you're watching a movie, like, what is something that's going to get you welling up?
Oh, okay.
Like
let's
something sentimental, something, you know.
Yeah, something sentimental, something about friendship or family.
What about, like, I know he's going to be like me, and the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Nothing like that?
Yeah, no, because I have used that song and versions of that song as a lesson in my English comp class too many times for me to have any attachment to it anymore.
Okay. What about?
I cried. Let's see. I cried during Inside Out, the Pixar movie. I cried when Riley is basically like, I mean, spoilers, but Riley is at a point where she's completely given up on everything, and the result inside her brain is chaos for our main characters. And so there's a moment where it's very, very sad. I cried. Pixar movies make me cry. I cried during the first time I saw Up. That opening 10 minutes or so, cried my little eyes out. Yeah.
Is there any Christmas songs that make you cry?
Christmas songs that make me cry. Baby, It's Cold Outside. No.
It brings back bad memories.
You know, somebody slipped something in my drink once, and no. It makes me sad that
song still. We were talking about it after 5 years. How many years have we've been doing this?
Yeah, that song is still a thing, and that popular artists are still making versions of that song, despite the fact that all over the goddamn internet is the public opinion that it's a song about date rape. Like, how do people? I think even fucking Kelly Clarkson probably did a version of that song on her last Christmas album or some fucking thing. It's just how do you do a version of that song in these times when people have the opinion of it that they do? I don't know.
I mean, we've been talking about, like, we were talking about that song way before Me Too.
Yes. And
how, like, it was a shitty song as far as that goes, and people were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just taking it back.
Like Randall in Clerks 2.
Yeah.
Not even going to say that word.
Your favorite movie.
It's not my favorite movie, no. You know what else makes me cry? What makes me cry?
Yoga hosers.
That does make me cry. What has happened to Kevin Smith's career? That makes me cry. So the last 2 weeks or so, people have been like, the next Avengers trailer is coming out today, and then every day it doesn't come out, and
so you start crying.
I'm a little sad, Steve, because Disney, who, as you know, owns the Marvel Studios, they have put out trailers for everything coming out before Avengers, and they've started out putting out trailers for everything coming out after Avengers, but they have not put out a trailer for Avengers 4, and it is
You mean Avengers 5?
Avengers 4.
Oh wait, you're right.
4, yeah. Infinity War was
Infinity!
3. Infinity and beyond.
No. I'm talking about like the Marvel superheroes like fighting game.
Oh,
when you would use one of the Infinity Gems.
Oh,
or if you
is that Marvel versus Capcom?
No. Well, no. I think actually it might have done callouts like that, but in the like just the Marvel superheroes fighting game.
Oh,
like,
okay.
before it got like.
Oh, I don't even remember
versus
that one.
Capcom. It was when you would use a special move, I think it would go Infinity, and then you do Maximum Spider.
Even if you apparently, the other thing people are pointing out is that there's a game company that's been working on a top secret Avengers game. So people are saying like this.
Is it going to be Avengers versus Marvel superheroes?
I don't know, but
versus
no, it's like it's
SNK and Capcom and. Some other
no, like it's Square Enix. How do you say it? Squeenix. So it's Squeenix and
I think people don't like that.
Some other company doing this game. So there's a lot of talk about
Kingdom
like
Hearts?
this coming week is going to be big in Avengers world, but some people are saying it's still not going to be the trailer. It's going to be this video game that's been in production for ages because
I think your brother is currently working on.
Because there's a video game thingy award ceremony or something that the Russo brothers are going to be at this week. So
yeah, I mean Kingdom Hearts has been a fan favorite for a while. Not as far as continuity of story and easy to follow story elements, because there's a couple of like trying to explain like the timeline of the Kingdom Hearts games, like when like there was just the two of them, or like two and then I think a couple of like side games. It was sort of made sense, but then like things just kept on getting fucking bonkers. But now this is the third one, like, although there have been dozens of games so far. That's one thing that bugs me is
continuity.
Like, continuity, but like if you're going to have a sequel, just call it a sequel. Mm-hmm. Don't call it a comeback. And so there's been so many years, like I think the original Kingdom Hearts game for PlayStation 2 came out 2002. I'm just guessing. Yeah. I mean, it's sitting over there on that shelf. I could easily take a look.
Oh,
okay. I'm just guessing here. Mm-hmm. 2002, 2003, I'm assuming. And so here we are, going to be 17 years later when it comes out.
Yeah.
Like for Kingdom Hearts 3, like Jesus Christ, guys.
Well, you know,
it's been in development for many years, and so it's actually surprising that it's so close to coming out.
What kind of game is it? It's a RPG, fighting game.
It's an action RPG.
Action RPG.
Like if you played Secret of Mana back in the day on the Super Nintendo,
I did not,
that was a action RPG. You hit a button to swing your sword or or thrust with your spear or whatever you were attacking with, and you know that's how you would hit people. And
got it.
Just like,
is it like real time you hit them, or is it one of those games where you press the button and then you wait a second and they run across and they have a little fun?
That is not
an action RPG.
Yeah, that is just
nothing about
that is turn-based RPG.
I know nothing, Jon Snow. No, I know nothing about video games, Steve. I am woefully inadequate in that.
I hear that Civ 6 or whatever just came out for the Switch, so you could buy a Switch and then you could play Civilization on the go.
I could.
You could play it in your office while you were on your lunch break.
I played a little bit on, well, not this laptop, but the previous version of laptop. I finally did install it, and I now wonder whether because this laptop's config is not quite up to snuff to play Civ 6, and so I sometimes wonder, was the fact that I played that what caused the problems with my laptop that needed to be replaced? But I don't think it was. But also I was bored. Like Civ 5, I played so much Civ 5 over the years. I got really good at it. then I tried to play Civ 6, and I A, didn't have a lot of time, and B, couldn't understand why it felt like they'd overcomplicated stuff. And you know me in complicated games.
I bought, I think it was Civ Revolution for the DS, the original Nintendo DS, and it was basically a sort of like updated graphics port of the original Civilization.
Oh, interesting.
So, if you wanted the exact bare bones Civilization, before
Civ
they
5
even made it 3D.
The thing is like Civ 5 is very complicated, but it felt to me Civ 6 like they had. I mean, and maybe that's their obligation because it's 6 and not just another expansion pack for 5.
That's another thing. Fucking stop it with fucking expansion packs. With like the Ballad of Gay Tony, like Grand Theft Auto. Like fucking why not just have Grand Theft Auto 7 or whatever?
Is the Ballad of Gay Tony actually Are you fucking kidding?
I'm not fucking kidding
you.
The
Ballad of Gay Tony?
Yes, he's a character I think in Vice City.
Jesus Christ. They can get okay, whatever.
Well, have you ever played one of the GTA games?
I played. Yes, I had.
They're far from what you would consider politically.
No,
correct.
no, I know that. I just but the titles are not particularly politically incorrect or offensive. But the Ballad of Gay Tony,
it's about that character.
Yeah,
that's who you play as in the game.
No, I played Civ. No, not Civ. I played GTA 4. Was that the one that first changed from like the top down to the?
No, that was 3. So the one.
Oh, okay.
So
whatever one.
The top down ones were 1 and 2.
Okay,
which were like either on PC or original PlayStation, and then GTA 3, which I think was one of the big things to help sell the PlayStation 2. Not that it really needed that much help because it was a in comparison, decently inexpensive DVD player.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people had the PlayStation 2.
Right.
But
I played 3 on either my PC or my very first Mac. I had GTA 3.
So it was all right. That the silent protagonist.
Yeah. Right.
It had some issues. Like I remember I played through it once, and then I don't know why I wanted to play
issues
through it.
Beyond running over prostitutes with your car.
No, I mean as far as gameplay goes,
okay.
There was this. And I'm I am a completionist, and so when I was playing through it the second time, if you had a save file on your memory card that said you already did a certain mission, you couldn't do it on another save file. And so I was basically unable to do my 100% of the second run, and so I gave up at that point.
Did that make you cry?
No.
Oh, okay.
It just made me fucking angry about the amount of time because it's not like early in the game.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
I would have had to have erased the previous save file.
Yeah.
If I had wanted to completely play it again.
You have a PS4?
I do.
Have you played or looked into playing the Spider-Man game?
I have looked into it, and
I worry about you as a completionist with that game. It sounds like that game is very open world and very like.
Yeah. So yeah. I would. I mean, I really want to play it, but
it looks amazing.
I already have so many games that like I haven't been either started or whatever. Yeah. So I'm not even. I did not put it on my Christmas list. I'm like I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much the only game that could get me to buy a console at this point, because I've resisted even Spider-Man, which looks amazing to me as a Marvel person who's addicted to Marvel stuff. I'm curious what this Avengers game is going to be, because I've gone on to iOS a number of times and tried to find myself a little Avengers game that I could fiddle with, like to play with I hate the word IP, but that's to play with the characters that I love. I love Marvel characters. I would love to play a game with them, but every fucking game on there is so overly complicated with collecting cards and stones and fuck off.
Don't play a fucking gotcha fucking.
But that's the only Marvel games that are on there.
Well, then get some like Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 or something like that.
I'm pretty sure they don't have that on iOS, but
no, they're not going to have it on
right.
iOS. So you'd have to, like, if you want to play a game that isn't a fucking gotcha game, then
Yes.
you're going to have to get a console.
Right. And I don't want a console, so I'm probably just going to have to suffer. But if
or you could just go back to the Wii library and find something on sale. Like, well, I think
the last time I did that, we went to like the local GameStop. I bought a ton of shit, and we had never played any of it.
Well, I mean, I don't imagine you paid a lot of money.
No,
for
I just bought. It was all very cheap, but I bought a ton of it, and it just went in a drawer, and nobody ever played it. So like our family does not play console games. It's just not going to happen. But
well, the thing is, if like the difference with the Switch is that it doesn't have to be hooked up to the TV.
Right? Yeah, you
could play it like you're playing your tablet computer.
Right.
Which is what I think Nintendo was trying for with the Wii U and failing with.
Right. Yeah.
But and also, calling it something that was not, if it was Wii 2, then people might have thought, oh, this is a new thing.
Yeah.
But Wii U, they're like, oh, is this just a tablet that goes along with my Wii? And no, it's an entirely new system.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do anything with it. Yeah. They have some problems with branding.
But then, like with the Switch, they did a much better job.
Right.
Like, okay, here's where we fucked up.
And that cool sound.
What?
That cool, the Switch sound.
Oh, the...
Yeah. Yes. So I'm taking an online course in branding. I maybe mentioned this last time. I'm almost done with it, but I think about that with Nintendo there, and I think like Switch is a great name, and that sound goes with it, and like the color, like I don't know, like
although it doesn't actually make that sound when you put the controller in.
I get it, but like it just works like as a whole thing. And I look at it and I go, did they basically rehash their entire product marketing team between Wii U and the Switch? Because Wii U just like it, I don't know. The Switch, for all the reasons you're saying, feels like, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah, I know it's not the Wii, right? Because it doesn't have the word Wii in it. Yeah. It's a new thing.
But I also know it's Nintendo.
Yes.
Like, yeah, there's just, yeah. Whereas that Wii, I remember, I don't know if it was the Wii U or if it was just the Wii, and the eyes would like float down as if they were waving at you. Was that it was like
I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
It was a commercial, and like it was, I don't know if it was in the Wii era or the Wii U era, and so like towards the end of whatever they were advertising, it would come up on screen. You'd have the W and the two eyes. The two eyes would kind of fold over towards you as if they were.
I think that was just the Wii.
That was just the Wii. Okay. I don't know, Steve. I do know that we're 37 minutes in and we have not talked about anything on our list.
Cool.
So perhaps we should try to do that.
All right. So last weekend, not this weekend that just happened. Yesterday, I spent most of the day in bed because I had too many cocktails the night before. At the Becky went to a WOMP tournament, which is the women of
a pinball.
Women of it was crossed out as in rewritten as Massachusetts pinball, but
okay.
It was women of motherfucking pinball.
What women of motherfucking pinball? Okay. And so you were there as a spectator?
I was, and it actually being a spectator helped out because it was at this the Wicked Pissa Pinball Pit, which is run by Chuck. He's a good dude, and so any spouses that were there, or boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, that weren't participating, would give $5 so they could have it was $10 for the participants, and it was $5 for anybody that wasn't participating, just to play or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the money that I provided as a spouse was went into the prize pool. So
nice.
I mean, unfortunately Becky did not win,
right?
But
that's sad.
But the people that did got an extra little bit of change because of the dudes that came.
Oh, that's and then you bought some drinks.
Well,
cocktails.
It was funny because I took the train there because the where it is it's in Wakefield, Massachusetts, and I took the train to the Wakefield stop, and I was like, how far was this? And I'm like, it's only 10 or actually more like 15-minute walk. And so, but then like when we got there, we should have seen this coming. There not being a lot of keto friendly food.
Oh no.
And so Becky ordered some steak and cheeses at a local pizza place. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go get it. And I was like, I don't feel like driving because, I'll just walk. So I walked there, and then I walked to the liquor store so I could get some booze.
Oh, so you're expending a lot of calories here.
Yeah, I think at the end of the evening, I had walked 17,000 steps.
Oh boy, Steve, you got. I hope you ate.
I did finally eat like that steak and cheese and not bread.
Right, but now you're gonna have some cocktails.
I did have some cocktails, and then Becky, who was driving, she was just like, "Oh, just drink the rest of this for me," and I did.
Oh boy.
And I think the one that I made earlier was pretty strong. So it was a little.
So that was this weekend.
Yeah. So yesterday was a lot of me. It's been a long time since I have been at a level of hangover. I mean, I think the last one was the wedding. But being at a level of hangover where I really felt like I needed to stay in bed for most of the day, and I think I napped until like noon.
Hey, that's good for you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't necessarily feel a whole heck of a lot better.
Yeah. Well, you know what I did yesterday? I got up at 6:30 in the morning and drove to Maine and back.
Again?
Because I had left when we went up. Did I talk about this in the show last week?
I don't think so.
When we went up there twice in one weekend, when we went up the second time, Melody got out of the car without her jacket. And I, trying to be the helpful father, grabbed her jacket and brought it inside. And we had the whole party and we had the whole whatever. And then we left.
The amount of gas that you would spend, or the amount of money on gas that you would spend going up to Maine, you could get her a new jacket for approximately the same amount of money. And then she'll have a brand new jacket.
She likes this jacket.
Oh.
She's a very particular kid. She likes a jacket. So Stephanie was trying to devise this whole plan to take the kids out shopping and everything, all around going to Maine to get the jacket. And I, for 2 days, was trying to say to her, Stephanie, the kids hate being in the car that long. You're going to hate being in the car that long with them. Let me go up and get it. I'll go early in the morning. I can listen to my podcast that I'm behind on. I can brainstorm shit. I don't mind. Because I'll be by myself, I can blast whatever I'm listening to.
You can actually get angry and not have to worry about your kids seeing you get angry.
Right? Yep. But side tangent, when I got angry at my technology earlier today, one of the things I was getting angry with is that I'd take my little earbuds out and Siri would think that I want to talk to her when really I just want to take my earbuds out. And so the next time I came back to the computer, it turned out that what Siri had last heard me say was, you should have measured first, motherfucker. To myself. That's what I'd said. Siri picked that up. My kids were in the next room over. So I'm not so good at not letting my kids see me get angry.
Well, I mean, but this gives you an opportunity to be angry and not worry about the fact that your kids
so I was in the car and I listened to some podcasts and then some Nine Inch Nails and I went and got the coat. I had to pee a whole fucking lot.
Why don't you just bring a big cup?
I should have thought of that. But I still would have had to... I don't...
I'm not saying pee while you're driving, Chris.
Yeah, but so you would have still had to pull over, right? So why not just wait till you can pull over and go in a restroom?
I don't know, Chris. You're the one who has to pee every 5 seconds, apparently.
I do have to pee a lot. I will have to pee right after the show.
Because you drank.
Because I'm going to keep drinking. I have this water here. I've gotten about halfway. It's going to be gone in the next 16 and a half minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we still have 16 and a half minutes to go.
We haven't talked about anything on the list. We haven't talked
People don't know that we wrote things down before the show, and it doesn't matter if we don't talk about the things that are on the list.
No, I know. I'm just saying, you're like, we got 16 minutes to fill. I'm like, we've got 5 fucking things on the list.
So
if we get to any one of them, that could fill 16 minutes.
Okay, so... Going back to last weekend,
yes.
Becky and I did a double feature of Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph breaks the internet?
Ralph breaks the internet. He doesn't wreck the internet because break the internet is kind of a thing. That was in the commercials, but not in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So Ralph breaks the internet.
And then there was, and then we went to see Crimes of Grindelwald.
Grindelwald.
Yes.
Was it fun?
Yes, although the first, we went to the local theater and they were having problems with the heat in the big theater, and so it was a little chilly.
Was that for Ralph or for
that was
Crimes
for Ralph?
Or for both?
That was for Ralph. And the second movie was in a different theater and it was perfectly warm.
Got it.
Although the beverage choices we made, the first movie I got an iced tea and she got a soda water.
Yeah.
For the cold movie.
Oh boy.
And then we're like, let's get some warm beverages for the second movie. And it wasn't super hot.
The whole world's out to get you, man. I swear to God.
But we should have gotten the hot beverages for the first movie to help us.
But how would you know?
We knew pretty quickly that it was going to be cold in there.
Right.
So we kept our coats and gloves on
Yeah.
while we watched it. And then, they gave us a free movie for
is that how you did the double feature?
No, we did it in advance, so we got free passes for the next time.
For the next time. Very nice.
But it was like,
support your local movie house.
Yeah, it was pretty inexpensive.
Yeah.
We got two drinks and then 4 movies, basically 4 movie tickets, and it was only like $37 or something like that for the two.
Is
of
it
us.
a decent theater?
It's fine when it's not cold.
When it's not cold, yeah. We don't have anything arty at all in the Greater Lowell area, which is a whole.
I mean, it's not necessarily arty. I mean, we went to see 2 blockbuster films.
No, but what I mean is we don't have anything.
I mean, they usually try to do 2. I mean, this particular day, which was Black Friday, which is the day we went, we just wanted to avoid shopping or people shopping. Yeah. So we're like, let's just go see 2 movies in a row. Yeah. And then we had our friends Mark and Aaron ended up texting us right before we started the first movie, and they're like, "Do you want to come over?" And we're like, "We're doing a double feature, but sure." After we're done, she's like, "That's perfect timing because that's when." So yeah, we went over there and played some board. Well, we played some Jackbox games, and then we played some pinball first, and then because that's where we go for the league sometimes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And but yeah, it was just a avoid shopping day.
All I was trying to say is Chumps, and this is just me having previous.
But usually they do 2 blockbuster film or major league films, and then they'll do 1. More artsy film, and they also do classic films over the course of the year. Usually they have stuff on their website of when they're going to happen.
Yeah.
And on Halloween they do cheap Halloween movies.
Right.
We missed it last year or this year. We watched it at home, but the previous year when we first had moved here, we watched Hocus Pocus there because it's one of Becky's favorite Halloween flicks.
All I was trying to say is Chelmsford doesn't have any soul. Not that it ever had much soul, but and I'm not saying that your local movie theater playing blockbusters has soul, but it's a local independent movie theater. There's no such thing in Chelmsford. We have no.
There used to be.
We have no fucking bookstore.
No more paperback Booksmith?
No, the closest thing in the town limits that we have to a bookstore is the fucking Hallmark store, the paper store in Drum Hill. And so they've got, and their book section continues to dwindle. It used to be, a whole sort of the middle of the back of the store, and now it's sort of the middle of the back of the store. And within a couple of years, there's not going to be any fucking books in there. There's no art scene. There's no.
We have an art scene here, but we can't keep businesses in downtown. There's another restaurant that just closed, so it's just fuck.
It's just. I mean, and I gather from my friends out in Portsmouth. I mean, they're dealing, even though they have arts around, the retail and the higher priced bullshit are swooping in there and killing the culture. So I guess once you get enough culture, everyone comes.
There's
in
a lot
and
of culture here.
But yeah, so I guess I would just love to, and the thing is I spend a lot of time in Cambridge where there's tons of culture. I mean, not as much as in Slummerville or.
It's funny because that's what we used to call it,
right? And
but now it's so incredibly gentrified.
Yeah, it's
that it's not even close to because it wasn't. I think it was technically Slummerville, and I remember Becky's been listening to the classic Harmontown, so like this was Harmontown from like 2013,
right?
It was Slummerville before we started going there.
Oh,
because
for sure,
before when. Because, like, I think that's why we had that sort of thing in the back of our brains, because that's what our parents said.
Yeah, exactly.
They were like, that's not a place you want to go. And then we're like, wait, it's really cool now. Right. And they're like, no, it's not cool.
I mean, that's like Lowell. Like, my parents didn't want me going anywhere near Lowell.
Well, I mean, it's gotten better now, but like Lowell, I think, had a little bit longer of a time to sort of shape up into a place that people would want to go. And I'd still avoid Appleton Street.
So, what did you think of the movies, or should I not ask?
I enjoyed the Wreck-It Ralph. It was definitely a lot of things, but it was still heartfelt. But I don't know. It's just it was good. It was. I think I liked the first one more.
I would agree. I liked this one. I liked it a lot, but the first one is so special. I feel like this one might get better with not that it was bad, but it might get better with repeat viewings.
Yeah, I think if I wouldn't mind seeing a longer cut. Like, I mean, it was a longer movie. It was pretty long for a movie, for a kids movie.
Yeah.
But like, I think there was some just fun that needed to be had in the middle. Like, they were like, we need to just get to the plot. And then like
the whole Oh My Disney part could have, I mean, that is the closest thing that Disney has ever come to doing a shared universe themselves, right? Like, you have all the princesses.
I'm surprised they didn't put fucking like Kingdom Hearts shit in there.
They have all the princesses, and then like to see some stormtroopers in there, and that part, I loved that part. But I do see what you're saying. Like, I totally feel like that is a part that if they gave themselves a little bit more room to breathe, could have been even more.
Yeah, like when there's like a time constraint, which there was with the film, like that they needed to do something with it,
right?
And then so
yeah. Although I loved the fact that they basically fully embraced that what they've got in those princesses is a superhero team. Like, I mean, I'm spoiling a movie that hopefully people have seen, but there's a scene towards the end where you've got somebody who is basically Ice Woman, right? Like ice. She's a mutant. She can generate ice, right? You've got other people who can cast spells.
Ice Lady.
You've got a person who's really. You have Lady Hawkeye. Like Mulan. In Mulan, I think Mulan is the one that shoots the arrow. No, Merida shoots the arrows, but then you've got lady with a sword. Like, you've got a superhero team there. It's I just love that part.
And you have magic singing mermaid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think she was a summon in Kingdom Hearts. Like,
she what?
I think Ariel was a summon in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, so you could summon her, or she would summon other.
No, you could summon her, and she would help you out in battle or whatever. In Kingdom Hearts 2, I think in Kingdom Hearts 1, she was part of your team. Like,
was she part of your world?
Yes.
So but you didn't say whether you liked the Crimes of Grindelwald.
I don't know. Like, the first one was okay. I think the Johnny Depp did a fine job of being a jerkhole.
He did.
Which is fine for, I guess, his character and his current level of being.
Right.
But it was just, I don't know.
I kind of would love to talk with you more about the controversial stuff, but I don't want to spoil anything.
I mean, that movie's been around for a little while yet.
So let me ask you
this. It's a prequel anyways.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I don't want to talk about McGonagall. That's a whole other thing.
You mean Professor Hardcastle McCormick?
No, here's all I'll say. So I had two very strong opinions coming out of that movie. I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoy Rowling's world, and
you wanted to be a part of it. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a Crimes of Grindelwald pinball machine.
No, I will spend as much time in the Wizarding world as I can. So that's it. I came out of it with two very distinct opinions about things that the internet...
know what opinions are like, Chris.
Oh, so I have two assholes now? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you have two distinct assholes.
Two distinct... Distinct assholes.
And boy, do they distinct.
Boy, do
That is way too long.
no, for the description.
Oh, okay.
Like, all right, no, okay. So I want to throw these out at you. See if you even had any thoughts on this. The internet decided there were a bunch of controversies surrounding this movie. Of course, the first being that the internet hates Johnny Depp for probably very good reasons. But I don't want to even talk about that one. The two that I came out of this with, one, people are up in arms that Minerva McGonagall is in this movie. Because according to their calculations, not J.K. Rowling's, according to their calculations, Minerva McGonagall should not be born yet. And yet there she is as a fully grown witch teaching students, not just in the present, but at least 5 to 10 years in the past, whenever it was that Newt and the other girl, not the other girl, but the lady witch.
Yes, got it.
That one.
Yeah.
So people have a controversy about that. All I would say to that, my distinct opinion about that is Rowling has never said specifically the date that character was born, and you can read into any other little details you want, but until the author says a specific time, I give her the benefit of the doubt.
See, I mean, that's what, like, there's been okay, currently I'm talking about One Piece.
Okay.
Because whenever like I think whenever Harry Potter gets brought up for an extended period of time, I feel like I need to bring up One Piece because it's
well,
like,
it's a thing that you're. It's same with Marvel. It's a thing that you're as obsessive about as I'm obsessive about Harry Potter or Marvel. So
but
you
like,
can relate more.
Well, yeah, the current story arc it had like has had foreshadowing since, so like I think 3 arcs, maybe even 4 arcs prior.
Yeah,
like there's they're like, because where they are right now in the in the story, they're in like a very Japan-esque area.
Yeah.
And so like they met up with some samurai like a while ago, and they've been sort of like injecting he's been injecting little bits of like this particular story like here and there. And then like, there was one arc a couple years ago where one character said, "Oh, I remember meeting Roger, who was the basically the character that started the whole Great Pirate era with his death." And he was the only pirate. He was the Pirate King. He was the only pirate to make it to the end of the Grand Line.
Okay.
So basically, that's the and so pirates were like, "I want to do what he did," and they all went onto the Grand Line and tried to do what he did, and no one did. But so yeah, like there's a character who's a very young child says, "Oh, I remember meeting so and so," and then there has recently been like a little bit of the story where like, this character's mother sent them 20 years into the future. So it is possible that that character could have met Roger. So, and like, so you think that he was just kind of fibbing about it or just being a kid and being like, "Oh, I remember that." Blah, 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 blah. But in reality, he did.
Yeah. Well, so
yes. Like they like, like that kind of storytelling that like, something that he wrote fucking 2 years ago could still like mean something today. And like, there's, there was an arc that seemed like completely autonomous to the rest of the story, but then like, the characters in the background of that story, or like the flashback of that story, which was when they went up into the sky to a sky island, and there was like, the backstory of the characters or 2 characters in the past, a long time in the past, like in their friendship, and how like an island got shot up into the sky, and then the guy came back and he was like, "Where's my friend?" And oh fuck. And now he was, brandished a liar, and and so like he comes back into the story way later, like having been a botanist and, like putting or growing pumpkins both in Skypiea and this other island. It's just like all over the place.
Yeah. Do fans get mad about?
No, they act like I act. Well, I don't know about other fans, and I think Brian and I will agree, and I think Becky too. Like you know the way things like that come back into the story. I like I think a certain amount of it is in the back of his mind and saying, I'm going to bring this back in
right.
ways in the future.
Yeah.
But I think there's a couple of things that have been just sort of retconned into it. So
yeah.
I think the Skypiea stuff might have just been kind of that, you know, that Norland is, you know, he was over here too, and then he's over there.
Right. Yeah.
But then, you know, there's, you know, the current like Wano story that you know they just he's been writing he's had it in the, like he's like I know how this is gonna go but like I have to like write 3 arcs before that.
right yeah, so I so I just asked that question because I think it's fan culture that I both love and hate, because when fans take ownership of an author or, you know, a group of authors' materials, to a certain extent that's great. But then when they start trying to say, hey, we know, and you're like, you don't know. You're making calculations based off of stuff you see, and you don't have the full picture. Let the author give you the full picture.
There was actually like about when they first got to when they first met up with like the first mate of the Pirate King, and I think the character Usopp actually directly asks him, like, what is the One Piece, which is basically the greatest treasure, and then Luffy gets pissed at Usopp saying, no, I don't want to know, I want to fucking get it, like I want to get there, and so you know that's basically, you know, maybe maybe Oda saying, don't ask, don't
right,
like just the story is gonna, you know, develop over time. You're gonna see it, like just stick around for another 25 years.
I don't want to open the Lost can of worms. I could make a whole argument about like some of people's eventual frustrations with that show probably have to do with the artists involved paying too much attention to fan culture and what they wanted to ask. Because fans were trying to say, what's the island? What's the island? What's the island? And they probably could have gotten away with never telling you exactly what the purpose of the island is, and never having that episode.
Did they ever tell anybody what the purpose of the island? I don't want to go down
that rabbit hole. I don't want to open that can of worms. But what I'm saying is that the approach of the One Piece guy, what's his name?
Ichiro Oda.
So the approach of Oda sounds like the more reasonable approach that they should have just stuck with, which is like, don't ask, let me get there, and let me, you know, I don't know.
So injecting that into like the story itself, just be like, you know, this is something you're going to find out, and there's going to be a lot of cool things in between, which there have been, and you know, there's been some hiccups here and there, but upon a second read, I haven't gotten to the reread of the Dressrosa arc, which was
that was that a misstep?
It wasn't necessarily a misstep, because a lot of good things happened in that arc, but there was also a lot of spinning wheels. Where it's just like, and being somebody who because I started reading week to week, right as the time skip happened, which was, I think, 2011. 2012.
Yeah.
And so I've been reading this this manga every week. Or
how many pages does he put out a week?
Usually in between 16 and 20.
Jesus, so it's a full length.
I mean, he.
How does he do that?
I mean, he does take breaks. Usually.
No, it's still recording you. It's just that we went over the thingamajiggy. All right, you are still there. I'm still here.
Okay.
I can't hear anything. But. Yeah, we're still.
Well, we should just wrap up anyway.
We should wrap up. We have now. The reason it went out of my headphones is because we went past the point that the previous episode ended.
Oh, okay.
That's why it did that. So I'm just gonna take these stupid things off because I can't hear anything.
Let's hope that people can hear us.
They can hear us. I can see the waveforms.
All right.
I just have to adjust the level in the.
I mean, I could talk about One Piece for forever. And
I know.
I'd probably better be suited to being on the One Piece podcast instead of this. So, I mean, if you are interested in the series and are up to date, I would wholeheartedly recommend listening to the One Piece podcast.
And if they happen to be hearing this, I would wholeheartedly recommend you ask Steve to be on the show.
Yes. I doubt they would, but
yeah.
you know, they have enough. I think they actually literally have enough people named Steve on the show.
I don't want to keep going. We had a thing about Violet Beauregard, and we had an email from Leo and the fact that it's Christmas time, but I didn't mention the last thing, the second thing about,
do you want to read Leo's email real quick?
No, because I think it ties into what you didn't have any notes on the honeymoon this week.
Okay, so it could
tie
back
into the honeymoon. Leo's
email
email ties into the honeymoon and stuff we were talking about. So I think we could lead with Leo's email, and you get the notes on the honeymoon, and next time.
Okay, so we're cliffhangers here.
Cliffhanger. Should I mention what the other Crimes of Grindelwald thing that I had a definite opinion was?
Okay, well, make sure that we tell people to email us at hot@clarkwoods.com.
Yeah.
If you want to, we'll read your email next week along with Leo's, if you do email us. And so tell us about it, Chris. Tell us this other Crimes of Grindelwald.
hot@clarkwoods.com. You can find the show notes at clarkwoods.com/hot/216. And all I'll say, I mean... Oh, there's a third thing. I'll save the third thing for next week. Here's the thing.
Wow,
that I had a third distinct asshole. The first, but the second one was the shit that was on Johnny Depp's shoe the entire time. I had a really strong opinion about that.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see the fecal matter?
No.
Shit.